Hello. Welcome to my video on plotting the quadratic function. Stay with me and let's have some fun.
Hello. Welcome to plotting and interpreting a quadratic equation. So we have y is equal to x squared plus 2x minus 5. And we're going to plot this from x going from minus 4 to 2. Now whenever you hear the word plot, it suggests a table of values and you're going to put the points on graph paper. Okay, so when you're going to create a table of values here. So x goes from minus 4, negative 4, straight up to 2. Alright, inclusive and integer values of x. So you have minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2. So we're going to take x equal to negative 4 and substitute into y. Or y is equal to x squared plus 2x minus 5. When x equal to negative 4, we substitute and get 3. Similarly, we do this for the other values. When x is negative 3, y is equal to minus 2. When x equal to minus 2, you substitute, then you get that y is equal to negative 5, and you keep on repeating the process like this. Alright, these represents the values of x. These y values correspond to the x values here. Alright, so this literally becomes a table of coordinates. Here's your x and there's your y. Alright, so this is what your table of values literally looks like. Alright, these represents coordinates. With this, we go ahead now and plot this on graph paper. So you need to pay attention to your scale from here on. Alright, so we take this and we're going to plot this onto your graph sheet. Alright, so when you plot this on a graph sheet, what does it look like? Alright, so when you plot this onto your graph sheet, alright, see when x equal to negative 4, y is equal to 3. Alright, so you keep on plotting this, and this is what the graph looks like. Remember, your a is 1, and when a is greater than 0, you get a U-shape of a graph. If your a was less than 0, meaning negative, it will be the opposite way. It will be going upwards this way. When your a is greater than 0, it is actually U-shaped this way. Alright, so you see we plot this, and this is what it looks like. Alright, so here it is, we have completed the plot part of it. Alright, so some key points to note from this graph, we can actually make interpretations out of this. Alright, so what are some interpretations we can make out of this? We see we have a region where your y values, this vertical axis here represents your y axis, your horizontal line here, your bold black horizontal line, alright, represents your x-axis. Alright, this horizontal line is your x-axis. Here's your y-axis. Now if you notice and look very carefully, you would see you have regions where your y is actually negative. Now this occurs in this region here. Where does this region correspond to in terms of your x values? Between minus 3.5 to 1.5. Alright, so between minus 3.5, between negative 3.5 to positive 1.5, you have negative y occurring. So we say that the region where y is less than 0 occurs between minus 3.5 to 1.5. Alright, now this is what you could read off from the graph. Alright, another point to note that your minimum point is actually negative 1, 6. Negative 1 minus 6. Negative 1, negative 6. This you can actually produce from completing the square. This is your minus hk business. Alright, so we see from here x equal to negative 1, you actually generate an axis of symmetry across here. Right? You have an axis of symmetry that runs across here, whereby you can actually fold the graph in two. It's a vertical line that runs across here. Right? X equal to negative 1. Now, this axis of symmetry, you can generate this from using completing the square, or using the formula h is equal to minus b divided by 2a. Alright, you just simply pick up on is simply substitute your value of b and your value of a. Remember, a is 1, and remember b is positive 2. Alright? Now it's minus b on 2a, so that's minus 2 divided by 2 multiplied by 1, which works out to be negative 1, x equal to negative 1. Alright? So therein lies our axis of symmetry. So you may wonder about where y is greater than 0. Y greater than 0 actually occurs after 1.5. You see, you have positive y value. See, positive y values occurs on top here. Alright, so that region is when x is greater than 5. See, you have positive y values, and when x is less than negative 3.5, this region here. So these two regions here, this region and this region, corresponds to when you have positive y values. This region here below the x-axis, alright, is when you have negative y values occurring. Alright, and then you could also interpret and get your axis of symmetry. Alright, so these are some key points that you could interpret from your graph itself. Alright, so we can actually write this down. Alright, in terms of words, well, in terms of the maths language. Interpretations. Region where y is less than 0. Alright, remember here y is negative. This occurs when you go in, when you have negative y values. Alright, that's below the x-axis. Alright, and this occurs between minus 3.5 to 1.5. Alright, now we have said less than. This is why the symbol is this way. Less than. Alright, now if you want less than or equal to 0, then you put the equality sign. Alright, so just to recap. Alright, where is y less than 0? Here. Alright, this is the region that we speak of. Minus 3.5 to 1.5. Alright? So y less than 0 is minus 3.5 to 1.5 inclusive. Alright? So if it's less than 0, just put the less than sign here. And this is what it's supposed to mean. If it's less than or equal to 0, then we have to include the equality sign. Alright? Alright, the axis of symmetry is x equal to minus negative 1, which you can produce from completing the square, or by using the formula h is equal to minus b on 2a. Alright, here our b is 2 and our a is 1. So it will be minus 2 divided by 2 times 1, which works out to be negative 1. Alright, so going back again. Alright, h, remember the negative hk from completing the square as this point, this low point here. Right? So at this point here, you have a vertical axis running across here, up and down, whereby you can actually fold the graph into 2. Alright, so where's y greater than 0? Well, the region y greater than 0, alright, this is where you have positive y values. Alright, where is the region that you have positive y values? Let's go back again to the curve. So from the curve, positive y values occur after x equal to 1.5. Look at x equal to 2 here. See, you have a positive y value. X equal to 4, a positive y value. X equal to 3, a positive y value here. Alright, so you can actually see this from the graph where you have positive y values. Alright, occurs beyond x equal to 1.5, and when x is less than negative 3.5. Alright, and then you will get positive y values. Alright, so now to represent this in terms of words, alright, the region where y is greater than 0, where y is positive, that is x greater than 1.5 and x less than negative 3.5. Alright, okay, thank you for listening. I hope you learned something out of this. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more videos to come your way.